Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about the 10 essentials of hiking and backpacking. These are the 10 things that you should be taking with you every time you head out, either on a hike or a backpacking trip, to make sure you stay safe. Links to everything I mentioned today will be in the description below, along with a link to my website where you can go and read this article with a lot more in-depth detail and even more gear options. The first thing you're going to be taking with you on every single trip into the backcountry is some sort of GPS SOS type device. The reason for this is because if you get out there and you end up getting hurt or lost, this can be the only way that you end up getting home. It allows search and rescue to get right to where you are the second you hit that button. It also means that the second you get hurt or lost, they are going to be coming to look for you. You will not be waiting for somebody back home to realize that you haven't come home yet. The GPS device that I use personally is the Garmin inReach Mini. Now, it is by far not the cheapest device on the market. It does include the SOS, and it also has a lot of other features. So I can hook my GPS up to my phone, where I can download tons of maps of all the trail systems and road systems in my area, so that way if I'm on or offline, I can look up where I am on those maps and help me get to where I need to go. They've come in handy so many times I can't even tell you. And it also hooks up to my phone so that I can send text messages to anybody I want, whenever I want, no matter where I am. The important thing about this is if I end up on trail where I am getting to a trailhead a lot later than I had planned to, or a lot sooner than I had planned to, then I can let somebody know where to pick me up, when to get me, that I'm okay, so on and so forth. Now, the Garmin inReach Mini does come in at $350, and that is not including the monthly subscription. That is pretty painful. I understand that. I don't expect everyone to go out and get one right away. However, it is an amazing little device to have on you. If you are looking for something a little simpler, just the SOS button, something a little cheaper, then I would recommend the Spot device. The Spot device comes in at $110. It also has the SOS function. However, it does not include things like tracking, like the Garmin inReach Mini does. It also does not include texting. You will still have to get a subscription. Item number 2 is a headlamp or flashlight or light source of some kind. Guys, I cannot stress this enough. So many people head out every single day into the backcountry and end up out there later than they thought they would be. Either the hike was a lot longer than they planned, or they hiked a lot slower than they planned, maybe it was a lot steeper than they planned, maybe they got hurt, maybe they got lost, maybe they just took a detour that they didn't realize how long it was. Whatever it is, there's always the chance to end up out there later than you had planned. Getting out there, being in the dark, without a way to properly see is so beyond dangerous. You can't guarantee it's going to be a full moon every time you get lost. Bring a headlamp or a flashlight with you every time you go out, so that way, no matter what, you know you have a way to see in the dark. The headlamp that I use personally is the Cree headlamp. It has 160 lumens, so it's not the brightest thing in the world, but it's plenty for whatever you might need it for, just hiking at night. It does have a red light on it. Regular light has 3 settings on it: a bright, a dim, and a strobe. This does run off batteries. It's not rechargeable, but you can always make sure to just bring a couple extra AAA batteries in your pack if you need them. This headlamp only costs $11 at the time of this video and weighs in at about 2.6 ounces. If you're looking for something maybe a little bit fancier or you have a bigger budget, then I would recommend the Black Diamond Spot. This headlamp also runs off batteries. There are rechargeable ones out there, but they are pretty pricey. This one, however, is waterproof. It also comes in at 300 lumens, which means that it is twice as bright as my Cree headlamp. If that's really important to you, that would be a great option to go with. It also has a red light, which is really important for not blinding other people at night, and it comes in at about $30 on Amazon and weighs about 3.1 ounces. Number 3 is rain protection. Anybody that has gone out hiking or backpacking will tell you that it does not matter what the Weather Channel is telling you the weather's gonna be like. It is like the law of nature that if you are camping, it is gonna rain. I can't explain it. It might rain for like 5 seconds, but it'll rain. Some really good budget options for rain gear is all of the Frogg Toggs line. This is super popular with many backpackers because you can just go to Walmart and get one, pick it up for really cheap, and it's super light and it will keep the water out. It does what it is meant to do. There are several different versions of Frogg Toggs rain protection. They do offer a rain suit, which comes with pants and a jacket. This comes in at about $18, sometimes a little more. The entire set comes out to about 10 ounces, and the jacket itself comes out to about 4 ounces. They also offer a poncho. The Frog Togs poncho comes in at about $14 and it weighs about 7.6 ounces. A lot of people like this because they can throw it on real quick and they can throw it over their pack, so that way they can cover their pack and not use a pack cover. Lastly, from Frog Togs, they have the Frog Togs Extreme Rain Jacket. It costs about $35 and it weighs 7 to 9 ounces depending on what size you get. If you are looking to spend a little bit more money, a really good option is the Outdoor Research Helium 2. I am pretty sure it runs about $150. These jackets come in at about 6.4 ounces. Number 4 is a water filter. The reason you're going to want a water filter is you might be taking a ton of water, but you might not realize that you thought you'd only go through a liter of water, but you ended up really needing closer to 2. Having a water filter on you means that you can get water in any case scenario, no matter what. A really good budget option is the Sawyer Mini. There are many complaints about the Sawyer Mini, how it doesn't flow fast enough. However, if you don't think you're going to be using it that often, or you don't have much money to spend, the Sawyer Mini comes in at about $16 and weighs just 2 ounces. I've used it before. I personally didn't have any issues with it clogging, but a lot of people do report this as a problem. If you're worried about the clogging and you still want to stick with the Sawyer, you can go with the Sawyer Squeeze, which is the bigger version of the Sawyer Mini. This will run you about $50 and only weighs about an ounce more, but supposedly it has a much better flow rate. Within the last year or so, I have switched to the Katadyn Be-Free filter. This filter is amazing. It will fill up a water bottle faster than any other filter. I tested it on the AT. I would get down to a water source while other people were still filling up and I'd be gone before they'd even finish their bottle. It's super fast and very light at 2.2 ounces and costs about $40, and you can get different bladders to go with it. There's also the option of things like tablets, the SteriPen, and the drops. I'm not going to go over those today, but they're really good if you feel like you're not going to be using these things very often and you just want something really quick. Item number 5 that you should always be taking with you is first aid kit. Now, this definition varies widely. Everybody has a definition of first aid kit. There are nurses who bring entire hospitals with them on their hikes, and there are ultralighters who bring a couple ibuprofen and call that first aid. You don't necessarily have to build your own, though many backpackers do. You can go online, you can find someone else's kit. There are tons of videos out there about what hikers carry in their first aid kit, as well as many options with pre-built first aid kits that'll be great for anything you're doing. They include band-aids and some basic stuff just to make sure that you can treat something simple on the trail. These first aid kits are not meant to completely save your life. They're not meant to treat a broken leg. They're just meant that if you fall and cut your leg open, these will help you deal with it. Number 6 is a fire starter. Now, you might be wondering, if you're going out for a day hike, why in the world would you need a fire starter? And that's an excellent question. Fire starters are important just in case you end up out in the backcountry overnight without any planning. This way, you can stay warm and you can cook any food you might need to, as well as boil water just in case you didn't bring that water filter. A fire starter can be as simple as a big lighter and all the way up to something like a ferro rod, as long as you know how to use it. And even if you do bring a lighter, it's important to always research and know how to start a fire before you head out into the backcountry. I recommend reading the book How to Stay Alive in the Woods or the SAS Survival Guide, both of which I'll have linked below. Item number 7 is sun protection. Even if you think it's going to be a cloudy day, or you've never really thought about it, or even if you put on sunscreen before you headed out, it's always important to make sure you bring extra sun protection, just in case the sun is stronger than you thought, or you need to reapply it while you're out there. I personally always end up wearing a sun shirt just because I have really fair skin and I burn and blister super easy. The sun can be really damaging to anybody. It can cause sun cancers and many different issues. While some vitamin D is good, getting way too much sun can be dangerous, so always make sure you bring some extra sun protection.
Hey guys, Editing Aspen here. I just realized that I forgot to put in number 8, which is food. You might already bring some snacks with you when you go hiking, but it's really important to also bring along extra food just in case. Personally, I like to bring along at least one dinner and one high caloric drink like hot chocolate or something, just to make sure that if I'm out there overnight or out there a lot longer than I'd planned, I have enough food to get me through whatever I need.
Number 9 is a whistle or air horn. A whistle or air horn is really important for when you come in contact with some kind of animal that may be sizing you up and thinking that you might be a really tasty lunch. Nowadays, a lot of backpacks come with a whistle on the stern strap, making it easily accessible and making it so that you don't necessarily have to worry about this particular essential. Creating a really loud noise helps the animal to know that you are a threat, you are a danger, that you are human, and it doesn't want to eat you. This should be your first step in dealing with any animal on trail that seems to be some kind of danger. So make sure that if you don't have that whistle already on your sternum strap, that you either pick up a whistle or an air horn to keep easily accessible in your pack just in case you run into one of those scenarios. The last essential you should always carry in your backpack whenever you're going to head out into the backcountry is a multi-tool or knife. Now, you don't have to bring anything as big as this on your hikes. I don't. This is what I keep in my Jeep just in case, but when I'm out in the backcountry, I typically take a small pocket knife and a Gerber dime. My Gerber dime has tweezers, it has pliers, it has scissors, and a small knife, so basically everything I would need if I were in the backcountry. And they can be really useful in a lot of different situations. Again, reading those books I mentioned earlier will really give you a lot of tips on why a knife is so important in the backcountry. I will also leave links to several different knives and multi-tools down in the description that were recommended to me by a bushcrafter as being great options for backpackers and hikers to keep in their essentials kit. Now, this is not a comprehensive list, as I know a lot of people are very passionate about their knives and multi-tools. This is just a couple that we thought would be really good options. And that's it. All 10 essentials you need to make sure you're staying safe in the backcountry. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Mocha. Yeah, I'm not, badass enough to actually drink real coffee. I have taste buds. Sorry. You're gonna want to be taking with you on... Would you stop it? I'm trying to do something. That's my cat, destroying my couch. Because he's too fat to get out from behind it. Especially blisters. Guys, blisters suck. Oh, anyone who has hiked miles on blisters. Okay. What are you doing? Don't get cats. They're annoying.